Hello everyone, and welcome to this month's webinar on warming up potential clients. So warming up potential clients is very, very important. You can't just run up to somebody and say, hey, use this card and expect to get results or expect them to actually take you seriously. So today we're just going to talk about a few steps on how you can warm up that client while explaining the program, getting them interested in the program, and ultimately getting them to use the program. So for step one, this is typically your introduction stage and getting to know that individual and them getting to know you. To start, do you have any common interest? Now, it's very important on this step to not try too hard. You definitely don't want to just be picking into their personal life or asking things that come across as intrusive. Just through basic conversation, try to find if you have any common interest that you can share. For example, maybe they mention, I used to like to really work in the garden, but I can't afford my medication that helps with my pain to be able to get out and do that. If you also work in the garden or know somebody who works in the garden, use that to make a rapport to build a rapport with them rather. This goes along, of course, with sharing a personal aspect. Now, once you've kind of built that rapport and gathered if there's any kind of common interest, you can move on to the personal aspect level. For example, I personally saved X amount on my prescriptions, or my friend or family saved this much on their medications. You can even say the discount benefit plan helped me in whatever situation. Now, if you personally don't need the program or haven't used it to save, or perhaps you don't have any of your own testimonials yet, you can ask for testimonials from existing clients or share testimonials from your cardholder site. You want to mirror that individual. Put yourself in their shoes and match their tone. Always go into a conversation being professional, but as you have that conversation and get to know that individual, just mirror yourself a little bit to them. Put yourself on their level rather, and make sure that you let them know that you're there to help and you're not an enemy and you're a good individual who can relate to them. Step number 2, talk about them. Now, this also kind of goes hand in hand with step 1 on building that rapport and finding out about them and their struggles. Ask questions without being too intrusive. Once again, like we talked about earlier, you don't want to just bombard them with personal questions to try to find something that you can relate to. That isn't vital to making a relationship and building rapport. If they want to share something with you, they certainly will. There are a number of questions you can ask without being too intrusive, such as, do you have a lot of medications you struggle with? Can I price check them for you to see if we can help save? Things along those lines. By offering to price check and actually finding out that you can help save them money, that opens up a whole new door for more conversation. Always listen while they talk. Offer potential solutions to their issues. Once again, this goes along with, can I price check your medications? We've seen the card save this amount, or I know this individual who's in a very similar situation that also benefited from our program and what we offer. Of course, don't ever give personal information about your other clients or share any testimonials that they don't want you to share. Always get permission. Now, it's also important to be honest. Advise how the program can help and what it can't help with. So, for example, if they ask you, will this help me save on over-the-counter meds? Or will this help me save on Band-Aids and basic supplies like that? Just take some time and explain to them how that all works. Step 3 is your closing. Now, arguably some people might say this is the most important step. However, I believe the previous 2 steps are the most important. Not only are you building up a reputation for yourself, but you're also building up one for your card and what the card does. Make sure that you always answer any questions. Feel free to ask, do you have any questions 2 to 3 times during your conversation? Now, of course, you want to gauge how long the conversation's been and just throw in those, do you have any questions in the appropriate time frames. You don't want to ask them so much that it's annoying, but you definitely want to open up that door for questions and make sure that they're understanding everything. Remind them that your card is free and requires no personal information. Even if they automatically say, yes, I want this sounds great, please send me a card, just remind them of that. Remind them that there's not any obligation, that the card can be shared with their whole family and friends, and we never have any applications or require personal information to save. Ensure they understand how it works. Now, this goes hand in hand with asking questions. By them asking questions or you asking them if they have questions, it helps to build an understanding for them and an understanding for you to know that they understand and acknowledge how everything works. Once again, offer a price check if necessary. You can do this for them the first time, whether you're in person or you're on the phone or in email. You have access to the online pricing tool on your mobile device or computer at all times. Offering that quick price check is incredibly helpful to them, and you can also guide them to that site later on so they can price check other medications. If the client is still unsure after all of this, offer to mail a free card or just follow up later. Let them know that you understand. Let them know that you can either mail them a free card and they don't even have to communicate with you again if they don't want to, of course, unless they have questions. And if they don't want that, just offer to follow up later. Ask, can I reach back out to you via email or text message at a later time so we can discuss more. If they're not into that either, just let them know, okay, thank you. It was really nice talking to you today. I hope that eventually we can help you save. If you decide you have any questions or you do want a card in the future, feel free to reach out to me and then provide your contact information, being sure to include your cardholder website and any other information that you find pertinent. Thank you so much for joining us today as we discussed warming up your clients in order to close a deal and get them to use your discount prescriptions card.